Alright everyone, we got Fade versus TPP here, and I'm invested in this because that's my boy Fade, but also because I have been providing Fade with the teams for this round, so let's see what my boy can do. And looking at this matchup, Torchic, he has a, okay, Shelder is not bad in this. You need to get some chip on the Corphish if you don't want to Terra with your Shelder. And potentially you need to knock off Fu. And it is Protect Shelder, so he could check if it's Terra Water Mienfu on a Terra turn, if that's something that's going to come down to it. So that's something that he should be keeping in mind. Actually, no, it's not Protect, it's Liquidation on this team. I think this is a fine matchup. He's gonna have to play a bit around the Corphish. That's probably gonna be the biggest threat. It's possible that it's some weird Terra Blast set to catch Fungus, because otherwise, you know, Corphish is really not good into Fungus at all. So they're probably just gonna lead both with Mienfus. Oh no, Fade leads with Fungus, which is fine. It might be getting knocked here. Okay, no, he baits it out and oh, it's actually a sub SD Mienfu. So he tried to bait that out with Air Balloon, but TPP is some Fungus counter team Mienfu set, which, you know, has been seeing the rounds recently. Because a lot of people in Open, I've noticed, are very upset about facing Fungus, which is why you'll have teams that are designed strictly to counter team Fungus. It's kind of funny, actually. Anyway, High Jump Kick is going to do, you know, over half to Tinkatink, so this is not the greatest situation. And if TPP clicks Swords Dance, that's pretty bad too. This might win, actually. Yeah, he clicks Swords Dance, you have to click Draining Kiss. The Terra on this is Fairy, but if you Terra this, might just lose, because, you know, then Glimmet becomes a really big problem. Elekid, there isn't a ground Voltamine on this, which is another issue. I'm trying to think about how Fade could win this at all. Do you have to go for a high jump kick dodge? I mean, I guess you do, but in the case that it doesn't dodge, I'm trying to think about how he can win still. It looks pretty difficult. Let's see if Shelder can live a +2 high jump kick. I don't. Shelder. It is a roll in Fade's favor to live a +2 high jump kick, depending on the attack. But no, that's a lie. Sorry, I was calculating the wrong spread. He has a roll for TPP pretty much to kill unless it's a 1 in 16 roll, so that's pretty unfortunate. My bad, Fade. This team is not the best against SD Mienfu, I suppose. Yeah, he's just debating right now if he should Terra Fairy this or not. But if you Terra Fairy this, then I think you're going to lose to Glimmet. You don't have a switch in for Sludge Bomb. It's kind of hard to commentate on this because it just seems like they need to go to game 2. Unless this dodges high jump kick, then we have a shot. But let's see. I think the plays are pretty straight cut. I think Fade has to try and dodge this, and TPP is just going to be clicking high jump kick. The Terra on this Mienfoo is most likely Steel, so that it can sub up on Fungus even if it clicks Sludge or Giga Drain. So that's something also to note. Okay, so Glimmet now is the big problem, but he does have Eviolite on tank. This guy's probably gonna go to Glimmet or Diglett now. Okay, Diglett's also fine from him. Fungus does eat 2 Earthquakes right now, so he's probably gonna go to that. But now Fade is WinCon is with Shelder, so he needs to find a way to get it set up, which he can do on the Vullaby. He actually, I'm realizing now it's possible that this team doesn't have any priority because it's Iron Head, Rock Blast, EQ, Diglett. The last might be sub instead of Sucker Punch, and the priority might only be on Corphish, which obviously Aquajet Shelter doesn't really care about. So let me just check something, because if Shelter +2 Rock Blast without Terra Rock, oh wait, it kills Corphish all the time. Okay, this is perfectly winnable. He needs to set up on Vullaby or I guess Diglett, but that's gonna be very risky because if it is Sucker Punch, then EQ into Sucker Punch into Aquajet's just very annoying. So he goes Vullaby on the Diglett, which is, I guess he just wasn't considering Elekid, but Elekid is a good mid ground from TPP because either Fungus there is clicking Giga Drain or Spore, both of which is covered by Elekid, and it's Eviolite Elekid, which is a bit more annoying, but it is what it is. It's probably going to be clicking Knock here. I don't know if Fade knows that they run Knockoff. You might think it just will click Psychic, but what are your options? Just to Sludge and hope for a Poison, but you want your item on your Fungus because otherwise switching into Dig is very annoying. I'm thinking that he could go into Tink. I'm hoping he goes, okay. Okay, that's fine. I was gonna say Tink and getting rocks up, but to be honest, probably wasn't getting rocks. Like he was probably gonna attack, I guess, because he didn't want to get T-Volted the next turn for free. But let's see. He's gonna click Volt now. This TPP. Fade should. Diglett is coming in. I think it's fine to just go for your rocks. Yeah. But now you have to sack this, which is unfortunate. But it's not the end of the world, because then you can go to Fungus after, which will eat EQ. He doesn't exactly have great switch-ins to Spore or Sludge Bomb anymore. Elekid's really weak. So this is totally doable. I don't think you go Shelter here. I do not think that Shelter is the play, because if it is Sucker Punch, if it's Sucker Punch, it's... Okay, well, I guess he's banking on no Sucker Punch, so let's see. Because if it isn't Sucker Punch, then this pretty much wins. Glimmet will die to +2 Icicle Spear after rocks. Nah, it's a roll, so he can click Liquidation. The only thing is if he Terra Ghosts, then it's a 1 in 16 roll to kill Glimmet with Liquidation. Would he Terra the Glimmet though to live that? And then what if Shelter just Icicle Spears anyway? But we'll see. Fate only has one play. I think it is he has to go for this, because if he doesn't set this up here, then I don't think it's ever going to set up. I really feel like he should have gone for the Fungus route though and get Vullaby in and set up on the Vullaby. Because his other option was to go Glimmet on Fungus, but Glimmet's not the end of the world, I guess, because you can Spore it. And then with Spore, okay. Oh, that's really unfortunate. I mean, I suppose it's Sucker Punch by the way he did that, because let's see, Earthquake from Terra Ground. No, it's not. It's I mean, Sucker Punch. Yeah, Sucker Punch would have killed that after Earthquake with Terra Ground, but you know, is it really Sucker Punch on Iron Head? I don't think. You know, I just don't see that together frequently. I don't usually see Substitute as the last move, so that's really unfortunate. Clicks Raw High Jump Kick, good. Now he's gonna go to Vullaby. And you go to your own Vullaby, but well, he's gonna click Brave Bird. You might need to okay, he's Plot. I think you need to sack Fungus. Get the T-Spikes out. No, okay. Yeah, well, now he's gonna lose for sure to no. Well, yeah, he loses to Diglett. Probably. The only thing is that he can't go to Diglett this turn. So what does he go to? Elekid, I think he goes to Elekid. Yeah, he has to get a Psychic or Knockoff off. I think Fade should go hard Torchic. The only thing is those T-Spikes are really going to be annoying. You have to hope he clicks Knock, and you have to go hard Torchic, I believe. I think that chip matters, but yeah, I think it's in EQ range now. Let's see, it's at okay, no, it's not in EQ range just yet. Wait, what? Wait, what is TPP doing? Oh, wait. Wait, what? Wait, what just happened? Hold on. Let's see this now. Fungus at max health without Eviolite. Earthquake with rocks up. Okay, it's a guaranteed kill, so you can't... okay. It's a guaranteed kill, so you sack Fungus here, you sack Fungus. Okay, yeah. You sack Fungus here, you go to Mienfoo on the Diglett, you get the regen off, then you go to Torchic, you sack it, and then yeah. Okay. Please. Sack the Fungus here. Yes. It comes down to a 50-50, I think. No. Because this could sub. Okay, it didn't sub. Okay, just U-turn and win, right? Or even fake out. I don't think Earthquake with Toxic Chip will kill this. Oh my god, that was a throw from TPP. I don't understand that. I think everything went wrong after the Elekid, and then he went to Corphish and didn't capitalize on the foot. Wow. Wow, that was something. I I don't know how he lost that. I'm gonna be so honest. All right, game 2 is up. And well, TPP is just using a similar team to what Fade used here with the Stunky, but he has no Vullaby. That's always the trade-off when you run this build. This is something I believe I ran in SCL versus Eric. Let me pull that replay up. Yeah, I ran this team in SCL. Let me send it to myself so that I can pull it up here. Yeah, you can see the only issue I really did not like with this team is not having Vullaby. I think that's a very big drawback to this team, because playing around opposing Vullaby could get kind of annoying. You also don't have a switch into Mudbray, obviously, which is a good lead for Fade. He recognizes that, and he's just going to take this as an opportunity to get his rocks up. There's no defog on this team. That's the other problem with using this build. So that's something that Fade needs to keep in. TPP needs to keep in mind, is that this Mudbray is a very big issue, and now with rocks up, if he doesn't have the max defensive Fungus spread, then it's going to get 2-hit KO'd by Earthquake. Okay, so he is the spread. I don't think Fade is gonna... Fungus is fine. You can go to Fungus. TPP might be aggressive and go to Tink here. Oh, okay. Well, Fade just clicks EQ and gets the roll. Yeah, I mean, that's the problem that I was telling you with this team, right? There isn't a ground immune. So playing against Mudbray is just super annoying. Playing against Diglett A is almost a loss. You have to play very aggressively with Shelder and Fungus in the early game against Diglett. So I wouldn't say it's a great team for the current trends, but you know, it's something I guess that's making the rounds again because people just want to use Torchic plus Shelder. But you know, I couldn't even tell you what he goes to now. Shelder, I suppose, but you know, Shelder's not going to be able to set up on Mudbray really, and even if he tries to, it's just going to get roared. And Icicle is also not going to, you know, it's at +2 already. It's just not a great situation for TPP to be in right now. He has to go Torchic and hit Fire Blast, but Fade can go to Chimchao pretty freely, and if Torchic is forced to Terra, then that's completely fine for him, because then he has Terra Fungus, which will just win the game. Yeah, the Fungus is would be able to beat this. So yeah, I think Fade wins this. I really can't see how he's gonna be able to outdo this. He's gonna take this as an opportunity to get his rocks up, and you know, Fade doesn't have Heavy Slam, so that's something that TPP I guess is banking on, or he just wanted to get his rocks up for Torchic. I think Fade could go hard Torchic and just start throwing off Fire Blasts. I don't think it's the biggest deal if Torchic gets paralyzed. I don't think it's like a, you know, a really big win con for him, but if TPP wants to click T-Wave, that'd be a pretty heads up play. Because if it were Heavy Slam anyway, he was kind of cooked. So, you know, that is a possible play that TPP should have considered there, to click T-Wave on turn 4. Well, this is Fade 100% clicked Fire Blast. He didn't even show his timer. So, yeah, and TPP has to sack tink pretty much. I don't think he can go hard Stunky or hard Mianfu. Oh, he clicks protect. Okay. I guess he was afraid of T-Wave, so it's not the end of the world, but I don't know, a lot of tinks are not really running 16 speed like that. You know, tinks are mostly gonna be like 13 speed, but I guess he didn't know that, so you can protect here pretty freely. Yep. You can clip Wisp if you want. I think that's not a bad play. You don't really need Torchic. Yeah. And it's perfect because if he even goes to Stunky, that's also going to get Wisp. There is not much that TPP can do to win this game at this point. He's going to click high jump kick here, but you can just Fire Blast. Oh, and he dodged. The other play was to go hard Volibee, of course, but that's not ideal because, you know, keeping Volibee full for Stunky is, you know, pretty good. Just click Wisp. That's a bit annoying, but you can go to Mianfu. I don't think this is the biggest issue. Why do I say that? Because, you know, you have Chinchou to force Torchic to Terra, and once you force Torchic to Terra, then Fungus will win. So you can go Mianfu, and just actually, this isn't even Life Orb, so you can go to Mudbray and just click Earthquake. That's probably better. Yeah, that's fine. Because Mianfu will, you know, take a knock into Gunk might not be ideal, and you have to hit 2 high jump kicks pretty much. So that's the risk with the going Mianfu route. Just keep Fungus's Terra and don't let it get knocked. So like you never go to Fungus here. That's for sure. Chinchou doesn't make much sense because you want to have it healthy to force Torchic to Terra and see if it's, you know, ground or grass. But yeah, just go to Mudbray, get your kill. And you can just Roar Shuffle with Torchic and Shelter. There's not much that he can do about that. Damn. Fade really... We need to talk about that game 1 again. I just can't believe... I can't believe that. He should have really won that game. TPP, I mean. Yeah, like right here. Let's see. Right here. He gets Torchic in, and then he goes to Corphish on the Protect. Okay, he clicks Mento, but you just Roar. Yep, you just keep Roar shuffling, and there's nothing he can do about this. Even if he gets a setup off with Shelter, he has Terra Fungus, and these are all going to be taking hazards. It's just not going to win. Yep, Fade knows. Now you go to Chinchou and win. I want this to play out just in case something really crazy happens. Like, imagine if this is Terra Ground and Terra Blast, Terra Ground, Liquidation, Protect, Shell Smash. Yeah, that's not happening. Yeah, Fade wins this. There's nothing TPP can do about this. Even Mienfoo and Vullaby are still at full health. There's just not, he just cannot win no matter what. Unless he gets like a crit on the Mienfoo with Fire Blast, crit on Vullaby, and then a Terra Psychic Super Mega crit. What is there? What hacks happened? The high jump kick dodge? I don't think that really mattered. Well, yeah, this, he should not have lost from this position. Earthquake from Diglett would have killed, you know, I think, maybe I was discounting this situation more than I thought, but like, how do you right, Corphish doesn't learn knock this gen. It's so irrelevant that I just completely forgot about that for one, but he had Mienfoo versus Elekid. And he clicks Psychic. If he clicked knock off, yeah, he should have clicked knock on that turn. Because Mienfoo was allowed to regen up. If it didn't have its Eviolite, this would have been much different. I think this would have been one for TPP. He should have knocked off the Mienfoo. The Psychic chip was not worth it. That's the throw, I think. Well, congrats to Fade. That was very well executed on his part. Even that crit from Shelter on the Earthquake was very unfortunate. So yeah, well, I'll catch you guys later. Peace.